They say first impressions count, and this is certainly true for young people and their families when an admission to an adolescent psychiatric hospital is needed. Making a good start to the journey can influence how young people and their families feel about going into hospital. Young people and parents feel more reassured about an admission when they can access information in advance. There's now a guide to help inpatient units provide clearer and more comfortable information online. We've produced detailed guidance on what kind of information units should provide to help give reassurance and confidence to young people and their families.
Adolescence is a time when many young people struggle with their mental health. For those with severe mental health problems, if things become too complex or unsafe for them in their daily surroundings, the decision is made that an admission to a mental health unit is needed.
Your website may be the first time a parent or young person hears about your unit. These first impressions are important to help the beginnings of a relationship between the staff at the unit and the young person and their families.
This work should be carried out by a senior member of staff with a working knowledge of the unit. It is better to provide less information which is accurate and not to overpromise. Be realistic. There will also need to be a regular review of the information to ensure travel, parking and other information shared does not become obsolete, therefore damaging trust in the unit. There also needs to be a process which reviews how this information is being received by asking parents and young people.
Please avoid the use of acronyms and any unnecessary technical terms. If such terms are needed, provide an explanation to help. Parents and young people are having a difficult enough time during the admission process. Providing information in the clearest possible manner can help to avoid any confusion or feelings of being overwhelmed.
The landing or homepage. 3 perspectives need to be taken into consideration on the landing page: the young person, parents and carers, and clinicians.
It is important to recognise the young person as the service user and to demonstrate their priority in the order amongst these 3 groups.
Information on the landing page needs to be kept to a minimum. For example, only provide important information such as the unit name, address, contact details and visiting hours. For other information you would like to share, it is preferred that links are provided, for instance, to the NHS England Getting Through Guide.
Images of the unit and surroundings are welcomed by young people and parents, as these give an impression of what the unit will be like. These need to be accurate and realistic. For instance, if things at the unit change, such as doors are changed for safety, new accurate photographs should be taken. It is important to get a balance between showing unrealistic pictures such as empty spaces and images that could be triggering such as overcrowded spaces. If permitted, photographs which show the unit or rooms in a more lived-in state, such as with pictures on the walls, can provide a more welcoming impression.
This is not an estate agent's brochure made to look perfect, but a realistic impression of the unit on a day-to-day basis. Family members want to be able to see what it's like to be there, and if available, provide or present input from young people who have used the service previously.
Information for young people. There's a fine balance between providing information which is honest and accurate, but not providing information which could be triggering or cause unnecessary worry. Once changes have been made, please work with young people with lived experience of your unit to review changes to maintain your website and keep information useful, current, and accessible.
Content in the information for young people should include the following: who might be in my treatment team, such as staffing roles, where is the unit, what is in the local area, and what does the unit look like.
What do other people say about this unit? Include testimonies from young people. How do visits work? Who will you share information with? Do I have access to advocacy services? Can someone act as an interpreter or communicate through British Sign Language? What spiritual needs provisions can I have access to?
parents, information presented here should aim to provide reassurance that their child is safe and being looked after. It is important that an honest and accurate representation and impression of the unit is given. Certain key information needs to be presented with links being provided for further detail. It is also important to highlight the differences between an acute hospital admission and one to a psychiatric unit.
What regular meetings take place that I'm needed for? What is a typical day routine like? What activities take place in the unit? Who are the key contacts for my child? And how do I get in touch with the unit? What access is there to interpreters or British Sign Language? How are individual spiritual needs met? Where can I find out further information?
How does visiting work? What is nearby? What disabled parking information is available? Is there a visitors room? Are there things available in the visiting room, e.g. games, etc.? How do I get here? Where should I park? Who is the family ambassador? And what if I have any other further questions?
The section of the website for clinicians should also be accessible to young people and their parents or carers, but may provide more detailed information for clinicians.
Provide information about the referrals process. Explain who can make a referral to the unit and how this referral is processed. This information is useful for any clinician who is not familiar with your referral process. It also gives parents and young people some understanding about the referral process so they know who may be able to make this referral and what it involves.
Please provide information about the services offered by the unit, for example, nasogastric feeding. Again, this is information that could help a clinician decide which unit is appropriate for the young person, but it is also important for the young people and parents to be able to see this information too. This may provide them with some explanation as to why a young person may not be able to go to a local unit since they do not offer the treatment they require.
Please take into consideration the choice of font and colour scheme to be used when designing these pages. Selecting the right fonts helps convey the website's tone and message effectively, as well as improving readability and accessibility.
Similarly, maintaining colour consistency improves user experience by providing visual cues that aid in navigation and interaction, making the website more intuitive and engaging.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this guidance video.